Hi everyone, welcome to Audubon at Home. This week we're studying rocks and minerals. So we invite you to be a geologist with me today. So geologists are scientists who study rocks and minerals. So we're going to ask you to help us with that today. And the book, If You Find a Rock, encourages you to go outside and see if you can find some special rocks outside. If You Find a Rock is written by Peggy Christian, and the photographs are by Barbara Hirsch Lember. If you find a rock. If you find a rock, a nice flat rounded rock that sits just right in the crook of your finger, then you have found a skipping rock. You toss it out into the water just so and see it trip across the surface, making a chain of spreading rings. Maybe you will find a soft white rock, a rock that feels dusty in your fingers. Then you have a chalk rock, and you can use it to make pictures on the pavement. Or you might find a big mossy rock by the side of a long, steep trail. Then you have a resting rock. And as you sit down, you feel the cool moss squish beneath you. That's a nice thing on a summer day. Then again, you might find a rock with a stripe running all the way around it. Trace the line with your finger. It may circle all the way around. You will then have a wishing rock, and you whisper what you want before you throw it. That's a nice picture of one. Bet you found those before. If you find a rock, a big rock, by the edge of the water, then you have found a splashing rock. When it hits the surface, the water jumps out of the way, raining back down into your outstretched hands. The bigger the rock, the wetter you will get. Maybe you find a pile of small rounded pebbles. Then you have found sifting rocks. You can scoop them up a handful at a time and let them slide slowly through your fingers, just like that. Or you might find a rock whose water-smooth surface catches your eye. If it feels easy in your hand when you rub it, then you have found a worry rock. You rub it between your fingers and your troubles are smoothed away. That's a nice one to carry with you. Then again, you might find a rock sitting in a grassy field. Push it over. You have found a hiding rock, and in the cool, dark underside live all kinds of things that creep and crawl and hide out of sight. If you decide to turn that rock over, just make sure you put it back when you're done. If you find a rock, a great rock that towers over you, then you have found a climbing rock. Hold on with your toes and your fingers, grip as hard as you can, and stretch and pull until you reach the top, where you feel much grander than you did when you were on the ground. Maybe you will find a twisting line of rocks sticking out of a creek. Then you have found crossing rocks, which wait to meet your feet as you pass over the water, all rushing around you. Or you might be lucky and you find a rock with a print of something else, a leaf or a shell. Then you have found a fossil rock, and you feel the shape of something that lived a long, long time ago when the rock was still young. This little one here is called a Trilobite. Then again, you could find a small rounded rock right in front of your toe as you walk down the sidewalk. You have found a walking rock, and you kick it ahead of you and you let it lead you home. If you find a rock that's not a skipping rock, or a chalk rock, or a resting rock, or a wishing rock, that's not a splashing rock, or a sitting rock, or a worry rock, or a hiding rock, or that's not even a climbing rock, a crossing rock, a fossil rock, or a walking rock, but you like it anyway because it reminds you of a place or a feeling or someone important, then you have found a memory rock. And sometimes those are the best rocks of all. And that's the end of the story. Thank you for joining us for Audubon at Home.